Sharp Game here, coming at you from chooseyourrelationships.com off of Love Can't Wait, which you can find at amazon.com. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about what you can learn about Floyd Money Making Mayweather. And love him or hate him, as a man, you have to respect what he's accomplished. Everything he touches turns to gold. It blows. It expands tenfold. And, I've never seen one man since I've been living that has received so much hate. I've seen people bet against him on a fight just because they wanted him to lose so badly. And then they lost their money, and then they're upset. I mean, the level of hatred that exists within the United States of America is incredible. It really is. But what impressed me more than anything is Floyd used that as motivation, because he's relentless. He's ambitious. He's kind of like, he just don't give a fuck what anybody says about him. And that's one of the biggest things you can learn. You can take on that character, that you can take on some of his habits, because if you change your habits, you change your life. And he's consistent. I mean, you might disagree with some of his antics, some of his way of promotion and marketing, and some people say he's arrogant, but he's arrogant. Most successful people have a little arrogance for logical reason, because they've achieved a lot at a higher level than most people. They've done something that's uncommon. They've overcame so many obstacles. I mean, this dude came from nothing. I mean, to most people's standards, he wasn't even supposed to make it. He was supposed to end up in prison. To most people, to society standards, for sure. I mean, so you gotta respect. That's like his story is like a rags to riches type story. You gotta respect that. But today, a lot of guys are so weak and soft. They're arguing. They're bickering. They're making a lot of excuses. Excuses don't work. The only thing that matters is the results at the end of the day. It doesn't matter. I had a supervisor in the Navy told me years ago that it doesn't matter how you do whatever you do. I don't care. He told me, I don't care how long it takes you, as long as you get it done at the time that you're supposed to have it done. He said, he told me there's no honor in hard work. He just said the only thing that counts is results at the end of the day. That's how you get judged. That's how you keep score, by results. It doesn't matter how you get it done, and it doesn't matter. Results is all that count. So you have to be a winner. You have to condition yourself to be a winner. You have to put things and people around you to hold you accountable. So it forces you to have what I call the winning spirit. And that's what Floyd has done. He has a team of people to hold him accountable and and to manage what he does on a day-to-day or weekly basis. And because they say teamwork makes the dream work. And you have to realize that you're only going to be as good as the people that's around you. So you have to look at the people that you have around you, whether it's friends, family, co-workers, etc. It doesn't matter the environment. People are people. So you're only going to be as good as the people, as strong as the people that you have around you. So you have to develop the winning spirit. You have to winning to you and being successful has to become natural, has to become a lifestyle. And that's what Floyd have done. He's turned his boxing platform into a lifestyle. He has a gym. He helps other people be successful in boxing, and he has a clothing line, and he has real estate, and anything that he puts his money in, he always wins. It always blows up, and he's teaching other people to do the same thing, because this is why a lot of people like being around people that are winners. Even though they'll have some, they'll attract different types of people, and they might even attract some of the wrong people at times. But eventually, those people that aren't supposed to be around, they get found out, regardless, because people love being around people like that, because people are looking at you like they're trying to figure out how you've done what you've done. Because it's uncommon, because most people don't do what it takes to be successful. They don't do what it takes to make things better for their family. They won't sacrifice their time and energy, and they won't sacrifice anything. Most people want instant gratification. But if you really want to make some massive change in your life, you have to really shoot for the long term, and you have to make it a win-win situation when you meet people. See, in America, we're conditioned to believe that someone has to win, someone has to lose. But no, it doesn't have to be that way. But you got to go over the mountain first. And see, a lot of people make the mistake that they think that everyone has to show up in the beginning. So they're going to wait until they have all the information and all the people around. Then they're going to get started. If that's you, you're going to be waiting for a long time, my friend, because you're never going to have all the information in the beginning and all the people around you in the beginning. You don't have to get it. You don't have to get everything right. You just got to get it going. And when you get it going, people are going to see you, because you're going to be demonstrating that you're for real, that you're the real deal. And then the right people will show up, and it's going to take you to the next level. And people are going to be looking at you like, oh, this guy's kind of weird. He's different. He's not like me. I'm just a cheerleader. He's a trendsetter. He's a winner. He's a go-getter. And people love being around people like that. Women can't help but be around guys like that. They can't help it. Women have to be around. Women can't resist. And, I believe some women can't resist being around certain guys. They just have to be around. They'll find a way to be around guys like that, even if they have to prostitute themselves or do something that's just totally out of their character. Some women are are kind of like resilient. You know, they'll go out of their way to be around guys like this. And if you always strive to be the best at whatever you're doing and stop following the crowd, stop name calling, stop arguing with guys, stop making excuses, you will start to see exactly what I'm telling you right now. And you won't have to beg for women anymore. You won't have to ask for phone numbers all the time. And you won't get stood up by women all the time. You know, that stuff, women will be effortless to you. You know, you won't have to ask for pussy anymore. You know, I haven't asked for pussy in 15 years. You know why? Because I don't really have time. I got so much shit going on in my life. I don't really have time to be asking women for very much anything. I don't really need very much anything from women or just people in general, because I'm always striving to get better. I'm always trying to make a difference in my friends and family life. So if a woman approaches me and if she want to rock with me, she knows she have to step her game up. She can't just come up to me playing the little games or trying to one up me or trying to outsmart me, because she knows it's not going to work, because I can see through that, and more than likely I'll call her up on it, or I'll just cut her off and move on, because I don't really have time. So just watch and observe Floyd Mayweather. It's not about who he is as a person that you should be concerned about. Just take the things from him that you like the most and figure out a way how you can incorporate those habits, those characteristics in your life, because he's relentless. He doesn't give a fuck about what anybody says. He doesn't care if you make fun of him that he can't read. Who cares? It doesn't really matter. You know, I mean, yeah, he can go hire somebody to tutor him and teach him how to read. Yeah, okay, cool. But it doesn't matter. You know, is he petty? Yes, he is petty. Does he like the flash? Yeah. But none of that stuff really matters. What matters is what worked for him. How did he overcome all the obstacles from his childhood all the way up to now? Because, like I said, when it comes to society standards, he wasn't supposed to make it. He wasn't supposed to be shit. And if you're a black male living in America, you're not supposed to be shit anyway, because the traps has already been set. You just have to learn how to navigate, manipulate, and get around all the bullshit. And the traps have been set. You just have to be aware of it and try not to make the same mistakes more than once. And you're going to have a lot of failures. You're going to have a lot of setbacks if you really want to do some fly shit. And a lot of guys and a lot of women as well won't take the step to do what they got to do because they're afraid. They're afraid what their family will say. Their mom, their dad, their sister, their brother, their cousins, their uncles. Yeah, they're always thinking what people are going to think about them. But I'm telling you, if that's how you're thinking, you're always going to be average and mediocre at best. You just be like the cheerleaders in the stand, always looking at other people, always looking at other people on stage, always being entertained, but you're never going to be where you want to be. And I don't believe that people were born to be average and mediocre. I believe that we were born to be a lot more than we are at this very moment. You know, I don't think people really wanted to be average and live poor and live hard and you know, I just don't believe that. Now some of us wasn't born with a silver spoon in our mouth. Some of us were dealt bad cards, but at some point, you at a certain age, you got to be like, hey, you know what? It's time for me to make a change. You know, it's up to me now. I'm 25. I'm 30 years old. I'm 35 years old. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. That's what my father told me. Rest in peace to him, you know? So I'm telling you, you got to take life by the horns and you got to stop making excuses. Focus on your strengths and forget your weaknesses. You know, get help in the areas that you're weak in and focus on in the areas that you're stronger in, and create a support system that's going to support all your dreams, your ambitions, and all your goals. And you got to move forward like today might be your last day living. You have to have that mindset, because if you're not laser focused, if you don't have psychotic focus, and if you don't love what you're doing, and if it's not a lifestyle, you're going to find a way to quit, and you're not going to make it. So this is what you can learn from Floyd Money Mayweather. And if you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel, check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. And P.S. and by the way, feel free to leave your comments below this video. Tell me what you think, and tell me what other topics you would be interested in hearing me talk about. And don't forget to like and share this video, because I know it'll make a difference for someone else, especially the guys that's in their teens or in the early 20s. So again, don't forget to like and share and comment below and tell me what you think. Until next time, I'm out.